Greetings everyone. So children, today we are going to continue, or this is the last part of this chapter, where we are going to study about the four classes which are the highest evolved. They are considered to be the highest evolved classes in this whole classification, or among all the animals and plants existing in the world, right? So now we are going to study about the amphibians or the class amphibia. Again, Greek origin, amphi matlab both. So the organisms which can exist in both the habitats. What are the two main habitats? Water and land. So the animals which can exist on both the habitats, water and land, are known as amphibians. Very common examples are frogs, toads, and salamander, hyla. These you have always seen. These days it is monsoon. You must have seen frogs around some small pond or ditches. So how do they differ from fish? First of all, they do not have scales. That is one thing. And if they don't have scales, then what protects them in water? So children, there are mucus glands. Mucus makes a very slimy, mucus is a very slimy substance. So that creates a boundary between the skin of the frog or the amphibians and the water, and mucus protects, right? They are also cold-blooded animals, like the fishes. They are also cold-blooded. Now, instead of two, fish has two-chambered heart. These have three-chambered heart, right? You have studied in class 8th about them, that they show metamorphosis, how that the infant is exactly opposite of the adult, So infant of the amphibians, frogs, there are tadpoles, right? They swim in water. On the other hand, the frogs, they breathe through either their wet skin, moisture, mucus gland जो होती है वो skin को moist रखती है. So they breathe either through the skin or the lungs. So they show the metamorphosis. These are the amphibians of the animal kingdom. Let us move to another group, or rather another class, and this class is children reptilia, right? This class is reptilia. I'll color it for you. We are studying about the reptiles or reptilia. These animals are also cold-blooded, right? And but now they have scales and they breathe through lungs. Now most of them are three-chambered, but crocodiles have four-chambered heart. ये exception है, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये एवोल्यूशन दिखा रहा है, क्योंकि क्रोकोडाइल्स की बॉडी बहुत बड़ी होती है. जितनी बड़ी बॉडी होगी उतनी ही ज़्यादा उन्हें ऑक्सीजन की ज़रूरत होगी, उतनी ही ज़्यादा उनके अंदर ब्लड सप्लाई की ज़रूरत होगी. मूवमेंट ऑफ ब्लड इज़ रिक्वायर्ड, एंड हेंस in crocodiles and alligators the heart is four-chambered. They are also oviparous. Frogs are also oviparous, and most of the animals, they lay their eggs. Amphibians and reptiles की बात मैं कर रही हूँ. They lay their eggs near the water bodies, right? So what are the common examples? You know them: turtle, chameleon, snake, lizards, crocodiles. They all are the reptiles. See, Draco the flying lizard, the house lizard, you know it. Now children, next group that we are going to study is the aves, right? एवीज का मतलब क्या हुआ? बर्ड्स. बर्ड्स को वी कॉल द एवीज. एंड फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम they are warm blooded animals. I told you the difference between the cold and the warm blooded animals. कोल्ड ब्लडेड जिनका टेम्परेचर बाहर के टेम्परेचर के साथ साथ बदलता रहता है. वार्म ब्लडेड एनिमल्स कौन से होते हैं? बाहर का टेम्परेचर कुछ भी हो जाए, देयर बॉडी टेम्परेचर रिमेन्स द सेम. सो एवीज आर क्वाइट क्लोज टू द मैमल्स, राइट? एवीज आर क्वाइट क्लोज टू द मैमल्स. इन वॉट सेंस? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वार्म ब्लडेड हैं. दूसरा, दे हैव 4 चेम्बर्ड हार्ट. सी, हमें थोड़ा सा एवोल्यूशन रेप्टाइल्स में दिख गया था, जहाँ पर हमारा क्रोकोडाइल या एलिगेटर जो था उसके पास 4 चेम्बर्ड हार्ट थे. रेस्ट ऑफ द रेप्टाइल्स हैव 3 चेम्बर्ड हार्ट. हियर अगेन वी कैन सी द डिफरेंस. एंड नाउ देयर आर 4 चेम्बर्ड हार्ट. They are also oviparous. They lay eggs, है ना? And now there is an outside covering of feathers. ये बड़ा नया फीचर है. And because of these feathers, they can fly. So आगे के जो 2 हाथ जिनको हम 4 limbs कहते हैं, they are basically modified. They are basically modified for flight. ठीक है? They also breathe through lungs. Of course, birds, because they fly, their energy requirement is very high, and that is why they have 4 chambered heart. Let us see some common examples. These are the common examples you have. There are sarus, ostrich, flightless bird. Then you have pigeon, sparrow, duck, है ना? And crow and many more. You know that, right? Now we have the last class, which is considered to be the highest evolved, because for the first time there are no eggs. Direct babies will be born for the first time. So this is the class, very large group. This is known as Mammalia. Mammals are the warm blooded animals. They also have 4 chambered hearts, right? Their heart is also 4 chambered. And they have mammary glands. See, they have mammary glands, and that is why they are known as mammals. Most important, their skin has hair as well as sweat glands and oil glands. ठीक है? And most mammals they produce the live young ones. They produce the babies. So to feed the babies, there are mammary glands. There are still certain examples which are again the connecting link, actually, which shows the evolution, and like that of the platypus and echidna, है ना? डक बिल्ड प्लाटिपस उसको बोलते हैं डक बिल्ड, क्योंकि बिल का मतलब होती है चोंच, तो जिसकी चोंच डक के जैसी है वो डक बिल्ड प्लाटिपस है. एंड एकिडना, they lay eggs, and some like kangaroos they gave birth to the poorly developed young ones, है ना? तो आप आगे चलिएगा तो इन फाइलम्स के भी आपको, इन क्लासेस के भी आपको सब क्लासेस मिलेंगे, जहाँ पर कि कैंगरूज को मार्सुपियल्स में रखा गया है. इसीलिए आपने कैंगरूज के बारे में बात होती है तो आपने मार्सुपियल्स का नाम सुना होगा, राइट? सो दीज आर दी कंसिडर्ड एज दी कनेक्टिंग लिंक, कि भाई ये इस क्लास और इस क्लास के बीच में कनेक्टिंग लिंक है. जैसे हम डकबिल प्लेटिपस और एकिडना इज़ बेसिकली, उसको कॉमन नेम इज़ एंट ईटर. तो they lay eggs, but then once the babies are born, they have the mammary glands like the other mammals to feed them, and that is why they are kept into the class Mammalia, right? After this, children, this is very important, that Carolus Linnaeus or Carl von Linné was born in Sweden, and he actually is known as the father of the taxonomy, because he only told that how we can study about these vast group of plants and animals by giving them scientific name. So he wrote a very famous book, Systema Naturae, and where he set certain rules for nomenclature. ऐसे ही हम किसी का भी नाम नहीं रख सकते हैं और ऐसे ही हम किसी का नाम लिख भी नहीं सकते हैं. There are certain rules, and what are those rules? Let us study them. The rules for nomenclature, right? Nomenclature मतलब नामकरण. तो हम किसी भी एनिमल या प्लांट का नाम, साइंटिफिक नेम जो है ना, उसको हम कैसे रखते हैं? देयर आर सर्टेन रूल्स. व्हाट आर दीज रूल्स? आप देखिए, द नेम ऑफ द जीनस बिगिंस विद द कैपिटल लेटर. हमेशा जो साइंटिफिक नेम होते हैं उसमें दो हिस्से होते हैं. देयर आर 2 वर्ड्स इन एनी साइंटिफिक नेम. लाइक फॉर ह्यूमंस इट इज़ होमो सेपियंस. तो होमो इज़ द जीनस and sapiens is the species. Similarly, monkeys name, scientific name is Macaca mulatta. So Macaca is the genus and Mulatta is the species, right? So second point says that the name of the species begins with a small letter, है ना. जो जीनस का नाम है वो कैपिटल से जाएगा, जो स्पीशीज़ का नाम है वो स्मॉल लेटर से स्टार्ट होगा. ये आपके पंक्चुएशन है साइंटिफिक नाम लिखने के लिए, नोमेनक्लेचर के. यू हैव टू कीप दिस इन योर माइंड ऑलवेज. आप आगे 11th में या 10th में भी काम आएगा. यू विल हैव टू राइट दी साइंटिफिक नेम्स. सो प्लीज़ कीप दीज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स इन योर माइंड. When printed, the scientific name is written in italics. अगर हम उसको प्रिंट कर रहे हैं तो वो italics में लिखा जाएगा. और when it is written by hand, the genus and the specific names have to be underlined separately. आप उनको मिलाकर एक सिंगल उस फॉर्म में नहीं लिख सकते हो. You'll have to write it separately, right? So I'm giving you an example by writing it, and suppose it is Homo sapiens. तो उसको हम लोग कैसे लिखेंगे? Homo is the generic name. See, I have written it here. This is the way you write, right? अगर हम इसको प्रिंट करते हैं तो भी हम जेनेरिक नेम है. अगर हम इसको, सॉरी ये गलत हो गया, यहाँ पे लिख रही हूँ. ओके, आई विल राइट इट हियर. वेट, है ना. जेनेरिक नेम है एच होमो, अंडरलाइन किया, ठीक है. और स्पीशीज़ है सेपियंस. यू विल हैव टू अंडरलाइन इट, ठीक है. अगर हम इसको इटैलिक्स में लिखने की कोशिश करते हैं लिटा के, है ना, तो हमें अंडरलाइन नहीं करना है. लेकिन ये चीज़ ध्यान रखनी है कि जेनेरिक नेम हमेशा कैपिटल से शुरू होगा और स्पेसिफिक नेम हमेशा स्मॉल लेटर से शुरू होगा, राइट. So this is all about the nomenclature. This is written absolutely correct. This is how you are supposed to write. All right, children. So there is a homework. You have to find out the scientific names for tiger, peacock, ant, neem, lotus, and potato. Right? Tiger, I can help you. It is Felis tigris. Rest 5 you find out on your own. This is all about